Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul from class 2B. Today, I would like to explain what is food security. Food security is the availability of food and a person's ability to access it. A household is said to have food security if its inhabitants are not in a state of hunger or are haunted by the threat of hunger, not only as an economic community. Food is a community that has social and political functions, both nationally and globally. For this reason, food security has an important influence on security. Threats to food security have resulted in Indonesia often importing food products to meet domestic needs. In a situation where the population is still increasing in number, threats to food production have caused concern. Therefore, in the future, Indonesia will need additional food and food availability. The problem of food security must be seriously addressed by the government because it concerns the sustainability of the country and the life of the nation's next generation. If a food crisis occurs, the country's stability will be disrupted. Food availability is the ability to have a sufficient amount of food for basic needs. Food access is the ability to have the resources, economically and physically, to obtain nutritious food. Adequate availability of food in quantity and quality is an important aspect in realizing national food security because it can increase access for the population to obtain food. Food utilization is the ability to use food ingredients correctly and proportionately. Legal aspect. The function of the existence of law is to guarantee justice and provide protection for human interests. Food procurement in Indonesia is based on food sovereignty, food independence, and food security. Efforts to strengthen food security, the government regulates it by legislation. These laws and regulations serve as a regulatory framework for state institutions in carrying out their duties to realize national food security. Political aspect. Political stability in a country is one of the political aspects that affect food security. Stable and efficient political conditions have a positive impact on food security. Influence on the pillars of availability, affordability, accessibility, and stability of food security. Physical aspect. Impact of irrigation on food security. One of the ways to increase food security is through irrigation development. The background of irrigation development is because farmers are very dependent on rainwater to irrigate their lands. The purpose of irrigation is to meet the water needs for agricultural purposes. If agricultural land or rice fields experience drought, it will have an impact on decreasing production or crop failure. Water management must be carried out properly, which is expected to avoid crop failure so that food security will increase. Impact of infrastructure of food security. Community access to the fulfillment of food needs is one of the things that must be fulfilled so that food security can be achieved. There must be factors that support it, namely the existence of access roads, bridge ports, sea highways, or airports so that food can be distributed evenly. If roads and bridges are in good condition, food distribution will run faster so that distribution costs can be reduced and food prices are cheaper. Good access and roads will create conditions for economic competitiveness and increase people's purchasing power. Environmental aspect. Impact of climate change on food security. Climate change is a condition marked basically food security consumption attachment. Indonesian people are very dependent on rice as a staple food. The consumption pattern of people who depends on one type of food as a staple food can be an obstacle in realizing food security. Indonesian thinks they haven't eaten if they haven't eaten rice. Very high dependence on one type of staple food will lead to fragile food security. Production aspect. Rice production in Indonesia cannot meet the needs of the community because due to the high conversion of agricultural land into buildings, farmers are willing to sell their land because of the lack of government political that support farmers, such as fertilizer prices that continue to rise. Rice prices are very cheap and sold on. Entrepreneurs who buy land are also only eager to run their business without thinking about agricultural land that should still exist in terms of population increase. The rapid increase in population every year greatly affects the fulfillment of food sovereignty. This is because the conversion of agricultural land to residential and industrial land will continue to increase. Banten province is included in priority category 5, which means that the Banten province area is included in the food security category. This means that most areas in Banten province are included in the food security category. However, the result of Tanzihai study stated around 9.3% of the population in Banten province still suffers from hunger, with other provinces in Indonesia. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum.